Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue the one I just started. What I wanted to do was create something that was going to be a much darker value than the one I just finished, because in this case, I want these letters to stand apart. You can tell that although I tried to do that between the C and the O, I didn't do a very good job. This is kind of a middle value, and this one is. I thought this was going to end up actually being much darker than it was. So now I'm going to need to go back in a little bit and try to problem solve and figure out how I can make those a little bit more separate. So what I'm going to do is learn from that mistake, and I'm choosing something that is much darker here so that it stands apart. And what I did was I looked at the sheets of line designs, and I chose one that was much darker. This one, obviously, we're coloring it in, so it's obviously going to be darker. But you can notice, too, that any of the line designs where the lines are closer together, we're going to see they have a darker value. If you guys remember from the past, when lines are further apart, we have a lighter value, and when they're closer together, we're going to have a darker value. For this one, all I need to do is create basically a grid. So you can see I started this in pencil. I have a whole bunch of lines that are parallel going vertical, and then I started having a whole bunch of lines that are going to go horizontal. And I need to make sure that when I do my horizontal lines after my vertical, I'm trying to make squares, and I'm also trying to make 90-degree angles. That is the only way I'm going to end up getting squares in the end. If you wanted to alter this, though, and make rectangles, you could still use your 90-degree angles, but you could have more space. If you wanted, you can do diamonds. You can, as usual, alter it however you want. I think using pencil first for something like this is super important. One, because we're not going to actually want all these lines in the end. We're going to want to erase where they intersect because we want that to just be white. But we also are going to end up probably making some mistakes. Some line designs, go ahead and just go right to your marker. Some, I was just planning them out first because it really, really, really does help with the craftsmanship. You can see I'm alternating too. I have lines that are further apart for the square, closer together for the white part in between. Further apart, closer together, further apart, closer together. As always, when it comes to Zentangles, everything is just a pattern. You think about it that way, it makes it a lot easier. Sometimes I think they can get slightly overwhelming. They really are not tricky. All right, and I'm gonna have to finish it up here too, but I'm just gonna skip that part for right now. When I go to filling them in, you can do it freehand or you can use a straight edge. It depends on your abilities. I think honestly, using a straight edge for something like this is helpful. It really kind of makes it neater, and honestly, it makes it faster too. You just have to make sure you're not leaving your marker on there for too long. If you do, your paper is going to start absorbing a lot of the ink. You can see where I left it on too long. It has like a little bit of a, I don't know, almost a ball on the end of my line. So I can just go ahead and anywhere I have these lines where I know I'm going to fill in my squares, I'm just going to trace.